Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Olive is here today with us. He really just wanted to make an appearance. So, how's everyone doing? My hair is like different every time I film. Last couple videos. I am officially in my growing my hair out era. I shaved it back in like December, I believe. And then I did like a maroonish red, and then I did pink. And I thought I would do more colors, but like I'm just kind of over it. Like I love it. I had fun, but I do miss my curls. Anywho, in today's video, it's gonna be just like a little repot slash rehab slash saving my goldfish plant that is like been severely neglected. And I love my goldfish plant. Like I can't believe I did her like that. But I do think that maybe she has some thrips. I know, it's ridiculous. Thrips are my biggest op. Like mealy bugs, I can get rid of them easy. You hate mealies? You hate thrips? Yeah. Mealies don't faze me. Spider mites don't faze me. Scale does definitely faze me. But I feel like scale's more like controlled, meaning like it's not gonna like spread to all of your plants rapidly. Thrips? Oh. And I'm someone that just doesn't know when to give up. Like I'm not someone that often throws away plants, because I'm just like, I can save her, and like it's just time to give it up. It's me. I win, you lose. Ha ha ha. Anyway, Olive is like getting antsy, and Olive is really my son and I love him. Do you guys have any pets? Reptiles in particular? I love reptiles. Anyway, yes, so this is a repot rehab chat life update. I have some like exciting news that maybe you know if you follow me on Instagram, but definitely probably don't if you just follow me on YouTube. I'll link my Instagram, by the way. I'll put it here somewhere on the screen. And my Instagram is a good way to keep up with me. I'm like semi-active. Like I've been more active in the last like couple weeks. But in terms of like events that I'm going to be vending at, and life updates, collection updates, personal collection updates, that sort of thing. So yes, follow me. And I'm very much someone that loves to follow back. Like Olive just jumped onto. Okay. My allergies are beating me up today. Like I think I might need to take some allergy meds. Yeah, I'm gonna do that really quick. Okay. I did put Olive away because he did go number 2 this morning, and typically he won't go twice in a day, but he did just eat, and so he does also usually go number 2 after he eats. So it's complicated, but I just don't trust that he's not gonna go number 2 on my couch or my floor or somewhere that I don't want him to go. So yes. How have y'all been? I've been, honestly, it's been like a whirlwind last couple weeks. Like it has been wild. But before we get into it, I'm gonna show y'all what we're gonna be doing today, who we're dealing with. I already told you she's my goldfish girly pop. And when I show you her, I want no judgment from y'all. I want be nice. Yeah. So, oh my God, my ADHD. I just remembered, speaking of Olive's poop, do you all know that girl on Instagram who like potty trained her bearded dragon? I love her. She is my icon. I'm looking because like my alocasia poly is like dripping. Like a new leaf is like dripping all over my table. Love that. Okay. Yes. So she's my inspiration. I really want to potty train Olive. Anyway, back to my goldfish plant. No judgment. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. She's so bad, y'all. She's really taking a beating. And yeah, I totally see thrips poop. So love that. Great. Cool. Okay. Well, now you know what we're working with. I've had her for about a year. And she used to be so gorgeous. She used to be so gorgeous, but now she looks like this. And so honestly, what I'm gonna do, like, I'm not even gonna F with the soil. I'm just cutting her and I'm gonna chop and prop it up, throw away the bits that are, unsalvageable. Yeah, that's what it's gonna have to be. This is actually a black and gold goldfish plant. Okay. Let me reposition, y'all. Oh my God, don't look at my feet. Oh, should I put on socks? Don't look at them. Okay. Anywho, so like I said, I'm just gonna kind of go in and I'm gonna try not to get all the dead leaves everywhere because like I said, she definitely has thrips. Ooh. Y'all see that thrips damage? Yeah. Not fucking with it. I'm not fucking with it. Okay, so yeah. So how have y'all been? Not to make this about myself. I've had a wild couple of weeks. So basically, where do I start? My last vlog, I was on vacation. I came back from that vacation a little early because I was very overstimulated and I had an event that I was going to have a family member run for me. But it ended up just being like I needed to be there. And so I left my family. I took a flight home. And the event was great. Let me just see if there's a better way I can like position y'all. Yeah, so I ended up like leaving my family and I took a flight home and I went to my event. And I was gonna have two other family members help me with the event, but they had never. One of them was my sister. My sister has vended with me before, and I love my sister, Queen. I don't know. I felt bad not being there. And then my grandma was gonna help her, which my grandma's also a queen, but like she's my grandma. So I just felt guilty, and I was overstimulated on vacation. So I was like, let me just go and, be my little business owning self. So yeah, the event went very well. I met so many great people, which that's always how it is with small business, like vending events. You meet the coolest people and you make like the best relationships with folks. And a lot of times it's so hard. Like I've been doing better, but a lot of times it's so hard because it's like I would go to these events and then you just want to buy everything. Like, everyone has such cool, great stuff, especially like this was like a plant event. So it was like there was a bunch of plants that I wanted. I only ended up getting one plant, which was like, honestly, that was a big deal. And by the way, what I'm doing is just like taking out the bits that are salvageable that don't have thrips damage. And then what I'm gonna do is like take off the little bits of the leaves, if there's any, at the bottom of the kind of stem, and then I'm gonna prop those in water. Anywho, yeah, the event goes great, and then as I'm leaving, I get in a car accident. Just my luck. Everything's fine. My insurance is taking care of it. No one was injured, so I'm just grateful that it wasn't like more serious than just having to go without my car for, I think this is week 3 that I've been without my car. So yeah, it's been more of just like a headache, and I miss my car, my baby, my Subi baby. So yeah, that was that. Just kind of like, you know, whoa, like didn't expect that. Just my luck. I go on vacation, spend a bunch of money, and then I have to pay for my car to get fixed. Love that. Because my deductible, sis, my deductible is deducting from me. Anywho, yeah. So that was that. And then I think that was like the 3rd of May. Today's like the 22nd, I believe. No, the 23rd. So yeah, so then I'm trying to think of like, so yeah, I've been dealing with that. I did my first Plantella event, which was so awesome. I wish I got to like, I don't know, I like vlog like literally 5 to 10 minutes. Like, it's not enough to put out a vlog, but yeah. And I'll be honest, like, I thought I would do better than I did just because it was like a plant event. But what I realize is, like, I've done just as good at some other markets that like aren't plant focused. And I realized it's probably because like there's just so many plant people. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm at an event and I'm the only plant person, like, everyone's gonna come to me. But this one, like, I was thinking like, oh, it's a plant event, like, I'm gonna do so good, like, I'm gonna, you know, there's gonna be so many people looking for plants and blah blah blah, which was true. Like, I did well, but you know, it was like, you know, comparable to some other non-planty markets that I went to. And I just realized, well, yeah, it's because there's like so many plants and so many vendors. Like, people aren't putting everyone isn't coming to me for a plant, if that makes sense. So yeah, but like, totally was a great experience. It was fun. It was kind of stressful though, I'm not gonna lie. But like, I can't complain. It's like, it's my job. I'm a small business owner, and like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I'm just so grateful that folks want to support me. And, you know, I had someone, oh my God, this event was in Mass, and I'm from Connecticut, and like, someone came up to my table and was like, oh my God, like, I love your soil mix. Like, I went on your website because I wanted more and saw you were going to be here and was like, oh, I'm just going to go. And like, they had met me at an event in Connecticut and bought soil. So the fact that they traveled from Connecticut, where my first event was, not like my first ever, but like the first event where they met me in Connecticut, and then they traveled to Mass to get my soil mix. Like, I was like, you're gonna make me cry right now. So that is just great. Like, starting to get, starting to have regulars or like repeat customers. Like, oh my God, that just makes me, it makes me so happy. I'm so grateful. So yeah, that's been good. But I guess like the biggest thing that I've been really excited to talk about on my channel is, I'm so excited. I've been like really excited because I just have so many plans, but I'm going back to school. But I'm going back to school, and not only am I going back to school, I applied and I got an assistantship at UConn's Plant Science and Landscape Architecture program. And y'all don't even understand like how excited I am. And it took I applied in maybe like October, November, like late October, early November. And I didn't get accepted until like mid-March. And so I applied like a week after applications opened. Like, I was on the ball. And I don't know, like everyone around me and like folks in the department were like, I don't know why you're stressing, like you're gonna get it. But it was just, I'm a very anxiety ridden person. And so I was just like, so like, oh my God, like what's taking so long? Like, I'm not gonna get it. Like, very much imposter syndrome, very much like, you know how it is. When you really want something and you just like, you don't know, like you just don't know. So I feel so grateful and blessed. And I, just am so excited to document my journey. Not only for you guys, but also myself. Like, I feel like one thing about my channel is like, I was thinking back on my birthday this year. Oh yeah, and I celebrated my 24th birthday, May 15th, and it was awesome. I spent time with my partner. They actually finished their finals and they finished their first year of their master's program on May 14th, like that evening, and then came because he's just stayed away doing his studies, and which has also been like our first year. Like, we've always lived like 25-ish minutes apart, but his first year of his master's program, like that was the first time we really like weren't in the same kind of area. But, we're very much like locked in. And so it was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Like, I was so worried. I was so sad. I was so like, but obviously supportive, like, yes, bae, like, you got this. I love you. We just like want to make something of ourselves. So obviously very supportive of him. But yeah, it was definitely scary. I'm not going to lie. But anywho, I am just so excited. So yeah, not only did I get into the plant science and landscape architecture program, which is like so, we're so cute because he's doing architecture. I'm doing plant science and landscape architecture. So like one day we're going to have our own little firm. He could do people's houses. I could do people's landscapes. We could do both. We have that collaborate. You know what I mean? So we have plans. Okay? We have plans. But anywho, yeah. So not only did I get in, I keep saying this, not only did I get in, but I was awarded an assistantship. Oh. And, you know, shit. I always knew I wanted to go back to school. For a long time, I thought I wanted to go into law, which is so funny because it's definitely still an interest, and maybe like I'm very interested in climate justice, which I'll get into in a moment. But so maybe one day like that realm of law is something that I'll kind of look into. But I kind of made the decision that like at this point, like law school isn't the thing that I want to do. And like I have so much time to do that. It's not like, you know, it's now or never. But yeah, for a long time, because like I studied political science in undergrad and, you know, enjoyed that. Like I'm still very interested in kind of politics and social justice. These allergies are killing me. Anywho, yeah, I'm very much into that sort of thing, but being as though like plants have become such a big part of my life, and my own passion stems from like I started collecting plants in 2020 when I was very depressed, like during COVID times, like a lot of folks. Actually, it was like 2021. And yeah, I just like needed something that was gonna like lift me up. And so I started collecting plants, and frankly, like I had a friend that was like really into plants in high school, and it was just always like her thing that we would always be like, oh, like so and so, like you and your plants, like always propagating and blah blah blah. And it was just like kind of a joke. And then, oh my gosh, these allergies. But yeah, and then I had another friend in undergrad who was like really into plants and like taught me about prop lifting. Like we would go to Lowe's and pick up the succulents off the ground, like and yeah, honestly, like I'm not super close with those friends anymore, either of them, but like I feel very grateful, and I want to tell them that like you really inspired me on my like own planty journey. And it's wild because now like I'm a small business owner, and like my collection is just totally out of hand, and like you know, it's just been such a whirlwind of like fun, you know. But anywho, yeah, plants have just become such a huge part of my life, and becoming a small business owner has just been so rewarding. Like I did like a small little interview that was posted on my Instagram while at an event, and like I forget what the question was, but my response was something along the lines of like, who am I? Like, who do I think I am? And I know exactly who I am, right? But just like the fact that I'm a small business owner, like, and I became a small business owner at the age of 23, like something that I never thought I would do. Like if you asked me maybe even 2 years ago, like, do you think you're going to have your own business? Like I would be like, no, why would I want to do that? That's a headache. Or like, you know, I would give you reasons as to like, no, I don't see that for myself. But like, it's just been so wonderful. Like it's been so great. So yeah, very grateful. And in terms of my assistantship, like I feel so blessed because like I knew I wanted to go back to school, as I was saying, and it was just like one of those things when I would think about it where I was like, you know, I want to do this. I want to go back to school, and I was figuring out like what I wanted to do. And I was like, you know, if I had to take out more loans, like I'm not really trying to do that. I'm really not trying to really trying to really that. I'm not really. You know what I mean? Because I have loans, a student loan debt from undergrad. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So I was like, I really don't want to go back to school if I have to take out mad money. And so when I was, looking at this program and discussing, what the program was like with my now advisor, I need a tissue. I met with one of the professors in the program who's now my advisor, and I just was like talking to her about what the program was like and, what, just all of the things. And she was like, essentially told me that she thought I would be a really good candidate to apply for an assistantship, which is basically like 20 hours of coursework and then 20 hours of doing your own research, helping your advisor, which is this professor, with research and TAing and helping with teaching classes and that sort of thing. And, kind of having like an office in the department that like students can come to you with questions and really be like a resource while being a student. And I was just like, wow, like, yes, totally. Oh my God, please. I would love that. And she was like, well, yeah, apply. And, thought I would be a really good candidate because this particular professor has a climate justice lab, and being that I'm very interested in climate justice already, with my poli-sci background and my social justice work background, my kind of nonprofit background, it was just like, she was like, I think you're a really good fit. And what's been really interesting is like folks have asked me like, how did you go from like poli-sci to plant science and landscape architecture? And it's really not that confusing, at least to me, or I don't think it should be. So aside from all my own personal passions and like my own belief that like we are so disconnected from like nature and like our surroundings, we lack so much information despite the resources that we do have, like the internet and that sort of thing. And collecting plants has been one way for me to personally like reconnect with those things that I feel like having the childhood that I had that was very like unstable, and I didn't live in the safest area and that sort of thing, whatever. Like I didn't really like get to go outside and just like be a kid. And so I craved that. Like I noticed as I grew up, like I craved that, and I didn't have the appreciation for like the outdoors that I grew to have, especially like working at a summer camp in my teenage years, like being outside. And despite the fact that like I don't love the summer camp because of some of their like, some of the politics that have gone on, it's just it was such a beautiful place. Like we had a waterfront, there were so many, we had turtles, snapping turtles, we had all different sorts of bugs, like we had trails, we had like, just like, I remember like I would just be getting so excited when I would find like frogs or even like earthworms. Like I had this weird fascination with earthworms because how they're kind of iridescent in the sunlight. Like they're just like, I just grew to love nature so much. And then that expanded to like my love for plants. And then, I don't know, like I never thought this would be the path that I was going down, but I'm just so grateful that I am. And I'm also just like so interested in fungi and all the uses for fungi that like I feel like mushrooms are finally like beginning to become popular and like trendy, but they're such amazing, they have so many properties that are so amazing when it comes to like breaking down waste or like health benefits, or just like they can be so useful. And like aside from my veganism, like I'm just interested, like I said, in those properties of just like helping remediate like land that has been destroyed or like is currently unusable. And so I'm just really excited. Can you tell? You know? So yeah, and I guess like the other appealing part of the assistantship will be that, you know, considering I'll be working for the university, my tuition will be waived and I'll be getting a stipend to live off of while I'm in my studies, which again, it just feels like it's such a blessing. Like it is such a blessing. Like it is just, I can't even believe like how everything kind of worked out. It just feels like it's so meant to be. And I can't wait to start this journey in this learning process because yeah, like it is going to be a bit of a learning curve. Like I've never been a science girly. So, you know, it's going to be a transition and yeah. So I can't wait for you all to come with me while I am on this journey. Oh, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, so when we think about like our landscapes, particularly like where I am in New England, like we know that, you know, racism manifests not just in where I am in New England, but thinking about like the landscape around me and then thinking about some of the other things that I care about, like systemic racism or like how to support folks with marginalized identities and access to like natural resources or access to just knowledge, like information, like how to grow vegetables or how to be self-sustaining or like access to like clean water or a grocery store. Like all of these things, these allergies, all of these things are very much political. All of these things are very much political. A lot of practices that are now popular or trendy were taken from other cultures, right? And now those are the same people that lack resources to continue with their practices, right? Like where I am, who has the most access to water safety information and the seacoast or, you know, just beaches or, you know what I mean? Like who has the memberships to beaches? Who owns the lands on the seacoast? Who, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, it is very political. And so when people ask me like, oh, how'd you go from this to this? I'm like, well, really for me, it's a no-brainer, right? Like I care about sustainability. I care about people having access to the things that they need. I care about people having the education and access to education and access to the information that they need to feel free, to feel like they could one day be self-sustaining or, you know, whatever it is. So to me, it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, I just feel so incredibly blessed and excited. And I know it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be hard work. But like, I'm ready. Like, no shade, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. But I've been a working girly for like a little over a year now. I'm tired of it. Like, I work for a nonprofit currently, and like I said, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, and I'm still there, so I'm not even, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to diss or talk poorly about my job. You know what I mean? I'm very grateful for my job. I'm very grateful for the work that I do. I do social justice work in different communities, and you know, am an organizer, and am passionate about that. But I'm excited for this new chapter. Like, I can't put it any other way. I'm really excited. And, you know, as a small planty business owner too, like, I know I'm going to learn so much that will help me sustain and grow my business. Because it's like, not only do I sell my plants and do I sell the plants that I like and think are cool and trendy or whatever, but it's like, I also like have I'm going to gain so much information about how to care for these plants and how to maintain these plants and how to grow these plants. And, you know, the other thing I think about is, I think, you know, plant collecting, houseplant collecting as a hobby is becoming more accessible. But I wanna have a hand in that. Like, I really do. 'Cause, you know, when I first kind of started the hobby a couple years ago, like, there wasn't many folks of color that were able to, or that I saw. You know what I mean? And even some of the people in my own community, it's like, you know, when they're struggling to afford basic needs, like, they're not worried about buying no damn plant that they think is pretty. Like, you know what I mean? They're worried about real shit. So I think people deserve to not only have access to the things that they need, but to have joy, right? And plants bring me so much joy. And I want to share that joy. And I want other people that look like me to be able to enjoy plants and have that joy and have plants that bring them joy. Because let me tell you, when I get a Hoya to bloom, you can't tell me shit. It's like I just won the lottery, bro. It's literally like I just won the lottery. So yeah, I can't wait. I really can't. I really can't wait to see what this journey is gonna bring me. Can't wait to see what this journey is gonna bring me. Okay. And then long term, it's like, there's so many things I could and would and do want to do. Like, I really am manifesting that, you know, I have my small business. And I'm excited to continue to watch that grow. And whatever's for me will come for me. Like, if I decide, you know, I want to be a sustainability coordinator, if I want to be a sustainability coordinator for a town or city near me, then I'll do that. If I, you know, one thing I really am interested though, and it's really going to depend like how my first year of my master's program goes, but I want to be a professor, y'all. I love school. And like, I didn't always love school. It wasn't until college when I started liking school, because I don't know. I just like, I've been, not too long ago, well, almost a year ago now, I was diagnosed with ADHD. And so obviously I went undiagnosed for a long time. And I think I just did a really good job of masking it. And I struggled in a lot of different ways. And it wasn't until but additionally, it wasn't until, you know, I got into undergrad where I started studying things that like I really gave a fuck about. You know what I mean? Like, I hate math. So anytime I was forced to take a math class, I wasn't having it. So basically all of, you know, K through 12, And I had to take a math class in college, but it was different. Still hard, but different. But yeah, when you get to study the things that make you feel empowered, it's a totally different ball game. It's totally different. So, honestly, take this as a message to anyone who's thinking about going back to school. Do it. Just shut up and do it. Shut up and do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what I mean? Because you never know where life's going to take you. And one thing that my family always, like my grandma in particular, that she always instilled in me is like, people could take things from you. Nobody could ever take away your education. Period. So, like, goddamn allergies. Nobody could ever take that away from you. And like, also, do what makes you happy. Like, do I hope one day I'm a billionaire? Yes. Ethically. In an ethical manner. Which, is that possible? I don't know. Let's not get into that. But, you know, do I hope that I have I'm financially stable and comfortable? Yes. Do I also want to do something for the rest of my life that's going to make me happy every day? Yes. So, you know what I mean? You got to find that balance. And also, like, you got to give yourself time to figure out what's really for you. Like I said, like, even like 2 years ago, I would not have thought that this is a path that I was going to go down. And look at me. Yes. So, not to change the subject, but to change the subject, I was just thinking about my birthday and I didn't really talk much about it. Me and my partner picked up plants. I got some wholesale plants. It was wonderful. We had a great time together. But I did want to give a shout out because veganism is another way that I've kind of relearned and transformed my relationship with animals and plants and nature. But we went to this vegan restaurant in Rhode Island. Oh my gosh. It was called Garden Grill. And then like a door down, they had a vegan bakery and it was called Wildflower, but it was like Flour. Even though it's Wildflower, they did have gluten-free options because I am vegan and gluten-free. And I just had to give a shout out. If you're ever in the Rhode Island area, I think it was like Pawtucket. I don't know how to say these places. Don't worry about it. Look it up. Y'all have to go. Even if you're not vegan, because my boyfriend's not vegan, he loved it. He loved it. He loved it. He loved it. Yes. So, yes, I just had to give them a shout out because it was so good. And I was just thinking about that meal, like, dang. So yeah, wait, I also wanted to show y'all what I managed to save. So really just little scraggles, just little scragglies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash them down because, you know, these hoes had they who shall not be named all over them. Can't fucking stand those hoes. Okay. So, I did get a bunch of scraggly wagglies, and it was about time that I saved her because I really love my goldfish plant, and I can't believe I let her get this bad. You ever do that? You see the plant declining, but you're just too overwhelmed and too overstimulated to do anything about it. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. You know, you have that one corner, even though this was hanging, but do y'all have that one corner where it's like the plant is just like looking at you and you just try not to look at it because it's like every day, no sunlight, it's in the corner, no sunlight, you haven't watered it in like 5 weeks, and somehow it still like has like those couple leaves that are like halfway dead. Yeah, shameful. That's shameful. I would never do that. That's so shameful. How could y'all do that? Anywho. I know my boyfriend loves and support me, but sometimes he be talking about, you need to downsize. Sir. And it's not even because he like doesn't like my plants. It's because I be complaining about them. But it's like, sir, did anyone ask you? And I do be asking him, did anyone ask you? Babe, should I downsize? Yeah. Did anyone ask you? Anywho, this is my little bouquet. My remainders. So what I'm gonna do is wash them off. I might spray them with Dawn. I think I'm gonna like put them in my shower, spray them down with the shower, and then spray them with Dawn and then soak them so all the hose drown that may be left. And then this garbage, I don't know if I'm gonna throw away the whole pot, but definitely the inside. Like, why would I do that? Definitely the inside, the soil, the freaking palos, all that is done. They're done. They're gone. It's done for them. They're gone. So I guess I'll kind of just show you the process of what I'm gonna do. I don't even know if I'm gonna like put them in water today, like prop them. I might just let them soak overnight. Who knows? Because honestly, ooh, it's looking tough for them. Yeah, these hoses getting drenched. Yeah. Because I'll be damned if these freaking thrips win. Okay, so this is what we're working with. Kind of let them dry a little bit in the shower. And just put them, and we'll see how they do. I didn't really want the leaves sitting in the water, so I tried my best. Some leaves are in the water, but it's not the end of the world. But I just hope some of them root, because I want to save her. I don't give up on plants. If anything, plants be giving up on me. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little different than what I usually do. It was a little more personal, but I enjoyed it, so I hope you did. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of my channel. It means the world to me, and I can't wait to continue this journey with y'all. All right, y'all have a good one. See you in the next one.